Muri Zimbabwe tiri kuti makadi mose pachivhitivhiti chenyu patinokupa nyaya nemalast updates ezvinhu zvinenge zvichiitika munyika yeZimbabwe. Nhasi uno tiri kuuya nenyaya yekupromotwa kwa Brigadier General Francis Mutisi, apo patiri kuona kuti nyaya dzine chezvekuita nematongero enyika munyika yeZimbabwe dzakurumbira ende kurwisana mumaparty structures eZANU-PF kwakuritsa mune nhau dzakasiyana-siyana dziri kuitika mhuri yeZimbabwe zvekuti patinosvika 2028 futi dzinenge dzabuditsirana vanhu vanenge vapfurana. Izvozvo mhuri yeZimbabwe isusu tauya kuti tinge tichionesana nemi zvinhu zviripo paground, zvinhu zviri kuitika kuti munge muchiziva chokwadi maererano neutongi huripo. Saka naizvozvo according to ZBC News Online ndo vabuditsa nyaya iyi yekuti kwapromotwa Brigadier to Major General Brigadier Francis Mutisi. According kubva ku ZBC News vauya vakati the Commander-in-Chief of Zimbabwe Defence Forces President Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa is promoted Brigadier General Francis Mutisi to the rank of Major General upon retirement. Ndo nyaya yavauya nayo, but tiri ipapo mhuri yeZimbabwe toda kuti tinge tichiongorora zvimwe zvezvinhu zviri kuitika munyika yeZimbabwe kuti munge muchizivawo zvimwe zvezvinhu zvinenge zvichiitika zvakavanzika. President Emerson Mnangagwa na Vice President Nekusaziva Chiwenga havasi kuwirirana, kune vangu vasingazvizivi, kune vatsva pano havasi kuwirirana. Nyaya iri kukonzeresa kuti vasawirirana ndeyekuti maagreements avakasainirana 2017 pavakabata Robert Gabriel Mugabe akushandurwa naPresident Emerson Mnangagwa achida kukonzeresa simba kuti varambe vaite life president wenyika yeZimbabwe. Saka zvinhu izvozvo mhuri yeZimbabwe ndo zviri kurambwa naChiwenga kuti aiwa ungaiteka izvozvo, ona isusu takapromisana newe kuti magenerals ese mamwe akazofaya taifanira kuita ma1 term iwe uita 1 term. Isusu takakualawa second term nekuda kwekuti takaona kuti wakakundwa 2018 maelection naNelson Chamisa, ndokubva taita kuu yatakaita Nelson Chamisa, ndobva taisa iwewo futi, iwewo bva wapedza magenerals ese kusanganisira naChiwenga wacho akapotsa atofawo. Saka Chiwenga anotaura kuti aiwa zvese zvavakandiita izvi ndiri kuzviona, but this time ngatitaurirane zvinhu zvakanaka zvekuti 2030 uite life president muZimbabwe hazviiti. So ndo mamiro azvakaita mhuri yeZimbabwe. Takauya kuti tinge tichionesana nemi. Saka magenerals ese amuri kuona ari neutral, ese asiri kutaura ringochinjwa isiko maposition hazvitadzise kuti Emerson Mnangagwa anga achibviswa. Magenerals vachada kumira naEmerson Mnangagwa, vachada kuita chibayiro chaEmerson Mnangagwa, vachasangana nemacitizens pamwe chete nemajunior ranks emilitary. Zvinhu izvozvo hatisi kutaura takawanda kana kuti chitotaura fair kuti Emerson Mnangagwa time yake kuti anga achienda yasvika. Kana mukatarisa family yake zviri kuitika munhu zviri kuratidza kuti ndo kudona kwakaita kana Shaka Zulu, ndo kudona kwakaita kana Hitler, ndo kudona kwakaita kana Idi Amin wepa Uganda apa, ndo kudona kwakaita. Hapana dictator rakararama, vese vaitofa, vese vaitobviswa nechisimba. Saka ndo mamiriro azvakaita muri Zimbabwe. Sangouya kuti ngechikonisai munge muchiziva zvezvimwe zvinhu zviri kuitika munyika yenyu yeZimbabwe yakanaka kudai so. Naizvozvo tinovimba kuti vese vari pano gare masubscriber, kune vatsva vasati vasubscriber kuti munge muchiziva zvimwe zvezvinhu zvinenge zvichiitika. Zvisinei tinenge tine vana vari diaspora vatiri kupromotawo mavoices avo kuti anzwike nyika yese, because takauya tichingotaura isusu nemuromo wedu musinganzwewo mamwe mavoices enyika yeZimbabwe munofungidzira kuti tisu chete tiri kuwawata. Hatisi tega, takawanda. That's why tichiisa maaudios erevolution evana vari diaspora vanenge vachitaura zvinoita kuti nyika iende mberi. That's why tichimaisa pano each and every time. Naizvozvo tinokutendai chose nekutenda kwenyu kukuru kwamunoita pano pachivhitivhiti patinokupai nyaya nemalatest updates nezvinhu zvinenge zvichiitika munyika yeZimbabwe.
Health and safety, vanhu vanga vasina manhingini life jackets vambobvunzwa here kuti hai equipped ko luggage ko weight, where are those guidelines? Takutotarisa nezvevanhu, safety yevanhu munyika, the level of negligence. Guys, it's so heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking, you know. And now the onus is on us. Isus kuti tisaramba takanyarara. Guys, we need to speak as people. Let's find our voice back and speak up. We need to speak about what has just happened. It can't just start and end here on Twitter. It can't just start and end with vanhu 5 vacha vagoenda kuembassy, vamwe 5 vagoita Dakota agobuda akabata placard ati 1. No. This is a call for all of us, guys. We need to find our voice. Even if mungatarot vatofa zvatofa hapana zvatingakwanisa kuzviita. But for the sake that this happened, we are also accountable because we have allowed our voice to be stolen. And we need to claim that back. For the sake of that baby, the voiceless, for the sake of our grandparents, vanenge vari imomo, vanenge vachinzwa kuti kana simba racho havana, for the sake of mamwe vanenge vari imomo mubhoti imomo vasina voice, iwe neni tinawo mavoice, and we must speak up about this, guys. Hatitombofaniri kuinetera nyaya iyi. If anything, let's use it to claim back our voice. That is on us. Anyway, thank you, Titus. I'll leave it there for now.
Yeah, this is really quite sad. No, thanks, Chennai. Yeah, thanks for that. Can I move on to Charles?
Hello, Mr. Titus. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Greetings to all fellow Zimbabweans, Uncle Jejo, and everybody on online now. Look, it's painful. It's painful. My condolences to all the families that have lost their loved ones, and us as Zimbabweans, because when you see these things, you then tend to ask yourself, Kuti, what is really going on? And you also start having some thoughts that always try and answer whatever it is that you be thinking of. Basically, first and foremost, I'd like to thank, I forgot the gentleman who was speaking earlier on, and Madam Chennai. That was a powerful submission. Look, I'm just going to say this from my own opinion and my own observation, right? This is very sad. We've got two problems in our country. That is according to me. I could be right, I could be wrong. The first problem, we've got a governance problem, right, which we all know. But let's put that aside for a second. The second problem, which I think is the biggest, is we've got a people problem, which is the people of Zimbabwe. Ourselves, we've got a problem. What do I mean? According to my own analysis, we've got, I've said it to another, I once said this to another space. We've got four groups of people in Zimbabwe. Number one, these are the people who have sold themselves, we have lost morals, they accept bribes, they accept cars, they accept everything, and they forget the morals of a human being. Some things they accept the abnormal and they make it normal. That's group number one. Group number two, those are the guys who don't see a problem and they just say, do you know what? Let me just look for alternatives. Get a ticket, go to overseas, start a new life there. Things work, happy days. And if things become even better, you call another family member. We are kunoku iste life yako zotanga kufamba to hell about home. Let's leave it like that. We just watch from the terraces. Number three, these are people who are at home and they are happy with the current situation. They are getting opportunities and surviving. Then group number 4, these are the helpless. They have no choice but just to ride it all. You know, now these groups here, they are not even united at all. And this is why the regime is surviving.
All right. I think Charles is dropped. I think so. Charles, you can request again. I'll bring you up. Can I go to Tapiwa?
Oh, sorry.
Tapiwa? Okay.
Hello there. Sorry, my laptop is a bit slow. Sorry, it was just frozen.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Moderator?
Please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. And Rekampu's in Pichana. So this is really tragic. We have spoken about these issues when the mines, people were actually dying in mines. Remember, artisanal miners, mines collapsing, and actually the bosses actually getting away with it, and these people just being rescued or not rescued, and then the problem is the public health policy, which has to be, because in Zimbabwe it's like in silos. If it's mining, the responsibility is given to maybe Minister of Mines. And then if it's on the roads, people dying on the roads, it's Minister of Transport. If you go to maritime now, who is the Minister of maybe, I don't know, fisheries or whatever it is? That is the problem. Because public health, accidents, a cross sector, because an accident, whether it's in a school, whether it's in a factory, it's in a house, it's just the same thing. You don't want people to lose property. You don't want people to lose lives. And the challenges are the same. Myself, I come from a Bush background, but it's specific to construction. And one thing that in my own constituency in the UK, we've got the Health and Safety Executive. That is an overall body that deals with safety and health of people in general, every aspect, where there's a risk to health or a risk of injury, of whatever disaster, fire, flooding. There is one man who is responsible, the chief executive of the Health and Safety Executive. What it does is a full-time job. He comes up with the policies, and then he goes specialists in different areas. If it's a construction industry, if it's manufacturing, if it's canals, if it's schools, he councils, local councils. He comes up now with ACOP's approved code of practice for each sector, and then he actually enforces them. He's got officers, for example, in the council here. You've got people who go and inspect There was a fire called Greenfell. I think it's in just 2020, 2021. And that was a trigger event for change of legislation of how you do cladding of buildings, because about 100 and something people died because of the wrong materials being used for a building. And that triggered a new law, which was, it's not Dangerous Building Act, whatever, 2022. And that actually complemented the 1974 Health and Safety Act in a powerful way, such that inspectors, they had to retrain for them to inspect according to the new regime. They had to go and retrain. That's how seriously they took the trigger event. So how many trigger events have we had in Zimbabwe with the major bus disasters, the major fire events? Mbare Musika was burned down. You got serious accidents happening on the road. We got miners dying. Those are trigger events that should trigger change of legislation. The lawmakers have to go in and change how we are regulated in terms of being protected against these others. But nothing happens. I mean, we have had numerous accidents, especially on holiday. Christmas time, heroes, so many accidents. But nobody actually changes the law. Nobody actually unifies. You need a holistic approach. Somebody with a permanently employed chief executive, with a team, permanently employed people, inspectors, enforcers, vanova notices, vanotosunga vanhu, vanotoma arresting powers, vachitosunga vanhu kuti apa papaita chikepe chadonha. Okay, so that's a corporate, that's corporate manslaughter. That's corporate manslaughter. So who is going to enforce corporate manslaughter? You see, because kana pasina munhu aripota, only the families with their lawyers maybe can actually now start to go to the courts and claim corporate manslaughter. But that should have happened or be initiated after let's say, a commission. And then there was gross negligence. And that authority now prosecutes this organization run about, especially my directors. The director, the board member are responsible for health and safety should go to court and be charged for corporate manslaughter, because it stands for the company. That's why it's called corporate. So it's not of course, the captain is vacarous, whatever, yokuti akaita negligence yakevo as a captain at a lower level. But iye anopiwa instructions to somebody higher than him. Those are the people who are supposed to be made an example. Kuti iwewe kana uchirana an organization, unofanira kunge uri on top of everything. You have to make sure that you do not board people without the necessary safety issues addressed. You do not overload. You do not do this. You do not do this. You have to contingencies. Do you have emergency services in time to save lives? You don't. But then why should you let that boat sail if things are not in place? That's why it's corporate manslaughter, and that is supposed to be done at board level. That board member are responsible for the health and safety of that board should go to jail. And then after that, the commission will make recommendations now to parliament to change the way that people are protected. And then those laws, then they resource them. We make sure that my emergency service aripo, my boats are inspector, at what standard? He comes up with the standard yokuti boat haibudi isina kumira mushe kana kuti inolodwa sei, vanhu vangani, documentation yacho, everything. He has to get everything to the last T. But with safety, there is no room for kuti no Zimbabwe azodanzwa. Ndakauzwa panapa ndikati who is responsible to hold people to account, owners of these mines. Iwe shamba rotaura izvozvo wewo Zimbabwe unopane nzara iwewe. But do you know kuti you make more money by making people more secure? They can invest, they can actually work safely, and then they can actually make more money. You don't have shortcuts. Of course, just one day when it actually happens. And then you start saying, oh, no. Hey, we just have to have a preventative mechanism, a preventative culture. We are too laissez-faire in Zimbabwe about issues, just because it's not happened yet. But what's the probability of it happening? Yes, it has happened now. It's 100%, because 70% have just died. Saka waiti chine nyaya yekuti kuZimbabwe hai kuno kushamari yo tinoda mari. Okay, so what you gonna do? Do you have the money to compensate those families? We really need to rethink the way we are governed, the way we govern. I think the government, instead of these mashowcase avo ekumarali vachiti pamberi 2030 they should be focusing on a day-to-day governance and making sure that these things are in place. That's their job, not to move around with 20-car motorcades and stuff and not doing anything about the day-to-day duty, rekubhadharirwa salary pension. You're supposed to have had these things in place. That's a job. You are busy playing music on stage 3 hours after people are drowning. You're posting online. Mwana wakwaninga ari kutamba, mwana wachingaira wamuona here. And you're a presidential spokesman.